Hockey 605, and I'm here with Mark Arndt with the Sioux Falls Flyers, or Sioux Falls Hockey Association. We're out here at the grand opening, of course, of SCHEELS IcePlex. What a great facility.
Yeah, it's fabulous. It's been a long time coming, but it's an exciting day, and it looks great. I was out here a month ago, and it wasn't nearly what it is even today. Ice is going to be in here in somewhere between 10 days to 2 weeks, and we're thrilled. It's going to be fun.
You know what blows me away? We were early last spring over at Joe Zuger's office, and to hear the story of how this thing just started as an idea that got planted as a seed and grew into an oak tree, and here we are, just incredible.
Well, it's really been Joe's passion, and God bless him. There's a lot of people to thank for this, but the top of the list, no question, is Joe. And the time, energy, heart and soul that he and his wife and his family sunk into this really is what drove this. But yeah, I mean, it's been a long time coming. I've been in hockey in Sioux Falls for about a dozen years, is when my son started to play. And when we started, we were talking about a new hockey rink. And we had a few different false starts, and then all of a sudden everything came together with a perfect mix of a facility like Sanford giving us the land, the right donors being willing to step to the plate, and a guy like Joe being willing to direct it all and raise those funds, and it's turned into this. It's fabulous.
Well, and like you said, like that old saying, success has many parents, and you know, this success really does. Well, tell us a little bit about how you got involved in hockey and your continuing involvement.
Well, probably the same as most hockey parents. I didn't grow up playing. I grew up in central Nebraska. It wasn't an option for me. Took my son, actually with Joe Zuger, one day to a Stampede game when he was probably 4. And next thing I know, he can't stop talking about wanting to play hockey. So the next year, he was 5 and he was eligible to play. Went and put on skates, and for the first year, it's a lot of learning how to get up. But you know, he's just continued to do it since then. So like most of the hockey parents, at some point you feel like you've got to do your part in the volunteer organization to step up and give some time, and mine morphed into eventually serving on the board and serving as the president of the board. You know, that I've followed the same footsteps as a lot of other hockey parents.
You know, I did the same thing in soccer, and you know, it was great when I got into coaching because I didn't have to go through soccer withdrawals when seasons were over and my kids. And now with you know, all the 605 programs we do, we're so deeply immersed in youth sports. And I got to tell you, of all the stuff I've ever done, I've had more fun meeting you people who love what you're doing and have a purpose than any other time in my life. It's just fantastic.
Well, no one will tell you that hockey parents aren't passionate. So I'm sure that that's true, and any attention, any publicity they can bring to this sport, they'll obviously welcome it with open arms. So Hockey 605 has, I think, been filled a need for hockey in this state to give it some attention, some very much needed attention, and the parents are certainly going to embrace that. Now, not all of the passion is always directed constructively. Most of the time it is, but certainly the attention you guys have brought has been great.
You know, I was, we talked a little bit off camera before, but I wasn't really a hockey fan when we started doing it, and it took me about 60 minutes to fall in love with hockey. And I mean, I just, since last season was ended, I couldn't wait till hockey season started. I'm ready to go.
It's fast-paced. You know, again, didn't grow up playing, really wasn't a fan myself, but it's an easy game to fall in love with, particularly when your kids really get into it. And it's also such a great team sport. You know, I grew up playing team sports, football, basketball, baseball, which are great. The thing I love about the game of hockey itself is just the whole camaraderie, the ability to field a team with 15 to 20 players where everyone's got to play, everyone's going to take their shift, and the opponent's going to find your weak link. So it really turns into some great team chemistry. It teaches the life lessons that I think these kids will use later on. Getting along with teammates, getting along with coaches, learning to deal with teammates maybe you don't like, learning to deal with the ones you do like, learning to deal with coaches that you may or may not like, hard work, perseverance, physical training. It's got all of those things that you kind of look for in the great life lessons of team sports that we're all trying to introduce to our kids.
Well, you know, and it can't be better, and really that's on all the 605 sports we do. I love all the sports, but what I really love most are the people who are involved in the sports, the players and people like you, because you know, that is the element of that. It's not a ball or a puck, it's the humans that are making the thing go.
Yeah, I think that's right. I mean, it's the connections you make. With anything else, those relationships that you build as your kids are involved with these sports are the things that you carry through, and then eventually is what the kids carry through. I mean, game day is obviously vitally important. Championships are great, but those relationships will last a lifetime, and you hope, you know, you give them and introduce them to some of that they can carry forward. So yeah, it's hockey has been particularly good for our family in that regard.
Well, you know, this facility is going to be particularly good for your club, and you know, as I can't wait to just see how this thing really blossoms as time moves on, because you know, they're like Joelle said, you have to look quite a ways before you find another one like it.
Yeah, I think that's exactly right. You know, as you well know with your soccer experience, people love coming to Sioux Falls. I mean, our ability to host tournaments and bring other communities into this city, particularly at a time of the year in the winter when there's not always a ton going on in this city, I think is going to be, it's very much underestimated by the city right now. But in the next 5 or 10 years, you're going to be surprised at what a regional hockey community this is going to be. And I think people are going to be surprised at how quickly 3 sheets of ice is going to be cramped for time, and we're going to be looking to expand. I hope that's the case. I don't want to get past the present day, but the future's bright for this community as a hockey community.
Well, you say people will be surprised, and I'm sure some will, but I am not going to be surprised, because you know, you can just feel the electricity here, and every time we go someplace, it's the same level of excitement and commitment. So I will not be surprised, but and hopefully that'll happen soon and be a good result for the kids and the community.
Yeah, for sure. And you know, we expect, even our organization, that our numbers are going to grow quickly, you know, from the bottom up. We have about 450 skaters right now. If that doubles in the next, 5 is probably too aggressive, but at least 10 years, I won't be surprised at all. And that speaks, it's going to speak well for the facility, our organization, and again, just the game as a whole. It's such a great game.
Well, Mark, I've monopolized enough of your time. Really do appreciate you taking a little bit of time to visit with us, and I'm going to be hunting you down every time I see you to catch up on what's going on in hockey. But boy, thanks again so much, and can't wait to see this thing full of people and ice and skater.
Yeah, well, thank you for all that you do at 605. The hockey community loves it, so when you need something, just let us know. Thanks. Appreciate it, Randy.
This video is brought to you by MyPlayerPage.com, the best place for athletes to showcase their information. Visit us today.